For week 7, you have, actually, it's a lighter week. You have content to read and a few assignments, but you don't have a lot of heavy assignments to do. There's one that's a little bit involved, but it's not horrible. But the rest of them are lighter or even optional. Probably the biggest thing this week is your midterm exam that you have to complete between November 13th and 19th. So FCC requires that all students in online classes complete exams, so many tests on campus. So we will be doing the midterm exam and the final on campus at the testing center. So what I've done here at the bottom of this week is, this is the actual exam. Of course, there's a password for it. The testing center has that password. So you have to go to the FCC testing center between November 13th and 19th to take this exam. Now be aware, the testing center is not open until 11:59 p.m. So I've provided you a link for information about the testing center. Here's their hours of operation. Even though these hours of operation are here, I would be safe, and I strongly encourage that you call them ahead of time, or even if they have their email address here, email them and make sure you know that they're going to be open on the day you go. Because the last thing I'd hate to see is you drive all the way to campus and then find out they're not open. So make sure they're open. Even though they have their hours here, I'd still make sure. I noticed they're not open on Sundays, so you can't go on Sunday. And they have limited hours on Saturday. So call ahead of time, make sure you know they're open. And also make sure you read what you have to bring. I know that you have to turn your cell phone off and put it in a locker. You must know your student ID. You must know, of course, my name. Anyway, so just make sure you followed their instructions. It's not rocket science, but just make sure you've done that. And the midterm exam will cover modules 2 through 6 and 9 and 10. So it's predominantly the Java materials, what we're trying to focus on. So you might want to go back and look over modules 2 through 6 and 9 and 10. One thing that's also good that you do is if you go back to my grades, I cannot really show you this, but if you go back to my grades, you can actually go back and see previous quizzes to use them as a form of a study guide. I don't have it up here right now. I thought I did, but I'll put a video up where an instructor at a college, I think somewhere out in the Midwest or out on the western side of the country, shows how to do that. So I'll put an announcement up as a video showing you how to do that. I thought I'd done that, but I guess not. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the assignments for the week. There's going to be a video up here specifically for this programming activity. I don't have that posted yet, but there will be a video there. So the video that will be here will explain specificity for how to do this, and that's probably the hardest thing you have to do for this week. So Module 16 talks a little bit about issues regarding security, privacy, and ethics in computer science and IT. So you should read through this material. I wouldn't spend a lot of time on it, but just skim through it lightly. And then the activity, this is a very, very simple activity. What I'm asking that you do is go to this link, and this is supposedly it's going to give you an idea as to what phishing attacks are. So phishing attacks are essentially when someone is trying to get information from you, hopefully to get like your account or some kind of private information they can get your money. That's basically what they're trying to do. So you have to go through this, and I'm not grading this for accuracy, but I want you to tell me, if you saw this email, do you think that this will be legitimate, or is it a phishing attack? Tell me which one you think it is. And I think there's 10 of these. And by the time you're done, it'll give you a score. I don't really care how well you do. I just want some kind of screenshot at the end. You're to upload a screenshot showing me that you finished it. You can give me the screenshot itself, or you can save it inside a Word file, whatever works for you. And if you don't know how to do that, a really, really, really good tool out there on a PC is to use the snipping tool. All you have to do is, like, when you're done, so say this is my, I'm not done here, but say I can open the snipping tool and go, whoop, there's my screenshot, I finished it. And you can save this guy, you can save this as a PNG, and then you can upload that. Right? So that's how I would do that. Alright, so what else do you have for this week? So you want to read through this information about more information on classes and how to object implementation. So this gets a little bit deeper. It will talk about some concepts like local and global variables, just so you know what they are. Our course coordinator gives us another example. He talks about introduction to recursion. You're probably not going to need to know a whole lot about recursion in 106, but it does talk about static methods, static variables. So what I do in this assignment for Module 17 is I have you create a static variable. Also, I talk about overloading and overriding. So you have to do a little bit of that in this activity. And again, the video that will be there, the video will literally walk you through the activity. If you do what's in the video and upload your zip folder, you should be good to go for that assignment. Module 18 talks about the idea of spreadsheets and what they're all about. So the spreadsheets, again, are not necessarily directly related to computer programming, although you can do some stuff that is kind of computer programming with them. But spreadsheets are a very useful tool in the computer world to keep track of information and even do some simple data manipulation. So they're a really powerful application that is used in many different settings when using a computer. So all I ask you to do, if you want, this is totally optional, you do not have to do it, but I've given you an assignment that you can do for extra credit. So if you want to do this, you can earn up to 10 points extra credit. You can earn up to 10 points extra credit for completing this assignment. This assignment, by the way, will remain available to you through the end of the course. It'll remain through the end of week 10. So it'll be basically due when the last assignments in week 10 are due. Totally optional, you don't have to do it. Then you do have a discussion forum number 4. So I'm asking that you go into this and then you actually look at this TED Talk about some information about how devices can be hacked and make a post with your response to this by November 20th. Actually, it should be by November 19th. So it's due by the end of November 19th. That's a due date. Alright, so if you have any questions, let me know. That is pretty much what I'm looking for week 7. If you have questions, please email me. So this is a lighter week. So if I were you, if you get ahead in this, notice I took out, by the way, project part 3. I just made an executive decision and removed that. So you don't have to do that. So because this is a lighter week, I would suggest if you're ahead of the curve here on time, look at what's in week 8. I don't have it done at this moment, but I will by the time hopefully you get here. So by all means, take a look at week 8, start to get a head start on it, because there's going to be a little bit more stuff probably in week 8 than what you see here in week 7.